Evening everybody, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm bringing you Next Gen versus MRC versus SIMFX versus P1 Gr3. This is the team versus team event Gr3 class, I think I've just said that. So this is the pro lobby. There are two lobbies open tonight. There's pro and the pro AMs, so there's another lobby full of 16 guys racing around the same track. We are live from Monza tonight, the legendary. Evening Birthright, thank you for checking in again, my friend. So we're just going to run through the settings for tonight. So it's sprint races this evening. Evening CJ, how you doing, brother? So, oh, okay, I've just been turned off. So they are starting quali now. Let's just jump on track, get ready for that. Pot driving on the sand. So it's a sprint race session tonight. So there's two races for your pleasure this evening. We've got 15 minutes of qualification, followed by an 11 lap race. Just flick off someone so people might be able to hear me. Right, that's a bit better. So race one is 11 laps. They can use any tyre from racing softs to racing hards. There's no rule to change for tyres, but they can if they want. They start with a full tank of gas, and it's full heavy damage tonight, so they've got to be careful into that first turn. And then race two will be a reverse grid race from the first race. That will be 17 laps. They must use two different compounds of tyre for that race. You will be deducted points if you are caught not using two different compounds. They start with half a tank of fuel and it's heavy damage again. So they do have to be careful. As I say, with damage on heavy, it won't repair itself until you go into the pits. So losing a lot of time for the guys if they start crashing into one another. So let's just jump to Lewis Marino, first man on track at the minute. We have just started quali. So just quick shout to the sponsors before we start getting times in. So we've got David Appleby Engineering. They operate a race car team, Gr3. Myself and Potomac Pot are going there to Donington Park this weekend. Going to hook up with the guys. Going to spend a weekend with the DAE team. And then we've got Excite Energy Drinks. So Excite are a new brand. Not a lot known about them. I've not actually seen them in any shops. I don't know whether you can get it via shops at the minute. Not that I've seen. Possibly only via website at the minute. We're also sponsored tonight by Thrustmaster Gaming. What would you call it? Not apparel. What are they called? I don't know. Steering wheels and stuff. And GT Amiga. They make sim racing rigs, so you see the Excite logo smashed on the side of LMP Lewis Marino's car there. So that's one of the sponsors this evening. So we just watched Lewis Marino go around Curva Grande. So I did want to see what tyre wear was on, but just flip through to the website. I might be able to give you some more info on that. I'm going to find the damn thing. So who have we got in the room then? So we've got Jambu. Oh, just catch him going wide. Sticking a wheel on the sand there. Losing the back end of that Audi. NGR E30 in the BMW. TNR Philo, our winner from last week. Burn Fry, B-rated JRC 87's in the room, Louis in the room, Potomac Pot's in the room, he's the host for tonight, winner of last season's event, Potomac Pot. MRC Bobby's in the room, Purcell's in the room, so he's another driver from last season. Pab's in the room as well, he's another driver from last season, as was Elgame. So 13 drivers. NGR E30 and NGR Jambu were part of this season as well. This race last season, apologies. him then. Let's go and flick up to the front man. NGR 30 then, currently holding top spot, just being pushed out by Louis. So flick up to Louis. Louis the fastest then with the 148.2. NGR 30, 148.7 for him. B rated with the 149.4 for third at the minute. TNR Philo 152.5. JRC 87, he's on 153.8. NGR Burn Fry 157.0. Luis Mourinho 154.3. NGR Jambu 208. Yeah, he must have had a spin out on that lap then. So we'll come back to him for his hot laps. Potomac Pot with a 202.4. Purzel to 158.5. MRC Bobby on a 230.0. So possibly Bobby giving himself a bit of space. L Games now popped himself on top spot of the grid. He's on a 147.2. Second over Pav at the minute. They are battling it out. This is quali. It's not going to do him any favours. So yeah, Pav and Elgame both drivers from last season. Just looks in the back end of that Nissan there. Just keep that on track. Turned on my doobies. Try to press keys on the keyboard and I'll set me keyboard options up. So JRC then, he's up into second place now, 147.7. Potter up into third, 147.8 for Potter. Let's push Pav down to fourth at the minute, 148.2 for Pav. 148.2 for Louis as well. 148.7 for E30. B rated 149.4. Tino 152.5. Burnt Fry parked up, currently 157.0 for Burnt Fry. Luis Mourinho is a 150.4. Jambu on a 55.6. Purzel 153.5. And MRC Bobby just come around then, so we'll just keep our eye on Bob. What's he put in? 229, so possibly Bob's struggling a bit. It's good delivery on the car though, Bob. Luis Mourinho now up in P1 on the grid, 146.2 for Luis Mourinho. I never did find out where you came from, my friend. Evening, Hunty. How you doing, my friend? So place is not really shifting about at the minute. I've still parked up. Louis still in sixth. So Philo's got a 146.9 there. That's not showing up, so he's probably cut half of the track off by the look of it. So that's why that time's not registering on screen. Burn Fry looking like he's taking a little shortcut. MRC Bobby just looking like he's cruising around, possibly burning off some fuel. Just getting some weight off that car before he goes for his hot lap. Just got to be careful he doesn't interfere with anyone else's hot lap. So Lewis still holding that top spot. Potter has moved up into second now, 147.1 for Potter McPott. So Lewis Marino just extended his time there a little bit, so he is almost a second up from Potter now. Game's still holding that third. He has bettered his time at 147.6. JRC currently holding fourth with that 147.7. So B rated and just pushed himself up to seventh. NGR Jambu's just jumped up into fifth, 147.5, and TNR Philo has just off 146.3. It's just pushed Potter down a spot. It's only 0.1 of a second behind Lewis Marino. Then is TNR Philo. His time at 146.5 as well. He's a lot closer to Philo now, 1.16 seconds back from Philo, so not a lot in it between the top three at the minute. Less than a second between the top four. So Lewis is in the pits then. Out on fresh racing soft, half a tank of fuel. I'm okay, Hunty. I'm okay. Yeah, sorry if I don't reply straight away. Obviously, I'm looking at a screen and things, and I kind of see it pop up in the corner. So Philo also in the pits then, doing the same thing. Burnt over just half a tank of fuel, just over half a tank, back out on the racing softs. JRC as well, doing the same thing. He's also in the pits. Pot also, so all the guys. Strategies very similar during this qualifying session. And somehow I seem to have lost the points. Let me find them. Pick a driver and see whereabouts they are on track. Okay, let's go on board with Lewis Marino if we can. So just off the back end of the parabolica then, onto the start-finish straight. Heading towards the first chicane, hard on the brakes for this one. So all the way down into first then for Lewis. Difficult corner to get right, got to make sure you don't spin out. Heads towards Curva Grande. Full speed down here. SWEARY. It's not SWEARY, I don't know what that is. Second chicane. Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. So this is Lesmo 2 then here. Now he's down towards the SWEARY. So full power again through here. brakes. So a fair chunk of distance past the bridge. He slams his anchors on through there. Keeps it clean through SWEARY. Back straight towards Parabolica. So a few 146s there for Lewis. I know he's a quick driver, very consistent. Back end of Parabolica. Oh, just managing to keep control of that then. There's a bit of time through there. Still a 146.1, that's increased his lap time. So that was a good time to go on board with Lewis. Putting in the fastest lap of the qualifying session so far, 146.1 then for Lewis. That's a good time. Elgame then moved up the field. He's put himself up into third. 146.4 for Elgame. Potter Pot now down in fourth. And that is quali over. So they are your positions. I'm going to miss that. TNR Philo, oh, he has just popped in a super fast lap at the end of that. 146.0 then for Tino, flipping it. Leaving it to the very last minute there. So that's your lineup. TNR Philo in first. Lewis Marino in second. Elgame in third, Potter Pot in fourth, Louis in fifth, NGR Jambu in sixth, Pav in seventh, JRC 87 in eighth, B Rated in ninth, Purzel in 10th, NGR E30 in 11th, MRC Bobby in 12th, and NGR Burnt Fry down in 13th. So as I say, there are two races tonight. It is an 11 lap race. Full tank of gas, and they can use any tyre compound they want. Thank you for the darksmoka livery there, Burnt Fry. Cheers, buddy. And then we jump into the second race, which is a reverse grid of the first race coming in for the second, and that is starting with half a tank of fuel, and they must use two different compounds of tyre. So live from Monza. Got the legendary Parabolica, Curva Grande in the SWEARY Lesmos. Let's see if the boys keep it clean into the first corner. We have got damage on heavy, so boys have got to be careful, because it doesn't repair itself until you go in the pits. So Burnt Fry looking like he's trying to destroy his car before the race actually starts. So that is the timer ticked over then. Qualifying session has ended. It's given everyone time to finish their last laps as we go into the first race of this evening. Lineup, so Lewis Marino, I didn't register TNR Philo's lap for some reason. It's left him in second place. Don't know what's going on there. So we'll keep our eye on start. Lights are on. They're away. So Jambu's got a really good start, as Elgame. Lewis Marino's bogged down, as is Philo. So 3 Skyline wide going down the first straight towards the chicane. Again, damage is on heavy, so we've got to be careful. Elgame looking like he's just benefited from all that. Or a little bit of damage behind. Philo getting punted off. Potter Pot on the sand as well, so a few places lost for Philo and Potter. So we'll just jump back up to Elgame at the front, so managing to benefit from all that then into top spot for Elgame. He's got Lewis Marino 0.3 seconds back from him. There's a big old chunk of a gap back to Louis, 2.2 seconds back through a bit of carnage through that first chicane there. He's got Pav for company, just over half a second back from him. And then there's a little gap back to B Rated in 5th place. NGR Burnt Fry and Purzel having a bumper to bumper fight there. TNR Philo then up into 8th after his little punt in the chicane. NGR Jambu in 9th, not sure if he went off or not. JRC 87 in 10th. Sorry, just been overtaken then. So Jambu down to 10th, those places swapping. Potsdam Pot down in 11th. So Potsdam Pot holding heavy damage there, so he's going to struggle all the way back to the pits in his car. NGR E30 also holding massive damage, as is MRC Bobby, so looks like 3 guys have lost out heavily there in that first corner. So back up to the front then, Elgame has managed to, he's made a massive gap on it. Luis Marino, he's straight in the pits to repair the damage he received. He's sticking on some fresh boots as well, so that's putting him way down the pack then. He is now come out in 5th place. So we're going to lose another spot there to NGR Gr3 in 6th then. So we see all the damaged cars coming in, JRC's in, Jambu, Philo, Pot and Bobby all came in. So Elgame then 4.8 seconds gap to Pav in 2nd place. Oh, so Louis then, I don't know what happened to Louis. He's looks like he was trying to spear Pav then, but I think he did try and avoid that, and that's just ruined his own race. So down to 6th then for Louis, trying to avoid Pav 46 there into a Ascari. Sorry, it wasn't Ascari, it was a 2nd chicane. Wrong bit of the map. So B rated then in 3rd now, 2.7 seconds back from Pav. NGR Gr3, he's 1.8 seconds back from B rated. He's got Luis Marino, who's come out the pits, cleared his damage. He's right on him now. So 0.3 of a second back. He's holding 0.4 of a second penalty, but that's easy to lose. There are no rules as to how you lose your penalty in this. It's any way you like. So looking for a move on Gr3, not quite close enough on this lap. So Louis then, after his incident trying to avoid Pav, has ended back in 6th then. Perzel in 7th, holding a little bit of rear end damage. So we'll see if he comes in. No, he's stopping out with that damage. TNR Philo in 8th. 7-second deficit down to Perzel. So big gaps appearing at the back then due to the damage. JRC, he's down in 9th then, 2 seconds back from Philo. And there's a big old gap back to Jambu. There's a 10-second gap back to him. And equally the same size gap back to Potsdam Pot in 11th. And then there's a 7-second gap back to MRC Bobby. All these guys having to come in the pits through damage. NGR Jambu has stayed out with his damage. That's affected his lap. So he is a minute back from the guys at the front. 14 seconds back from MRC Bobby, who is in 12th. So I would expect to see him in the pits this lap. Elgame then still running away with it at the minute. He's 5.4 seconds up the road. Holding fastest lap as well, 1:48.4 then for Elgame. So we're on to lap 3 of 11. Pav just running 2 wheels wide there. Just so nice, the old Aston. He's got B rated behind him, closing that gap actually. He's managed to get past Gr3 and he's up into 4th then. So Gr3 down into 5th, now being chased down by Louis. So not a lot of action at the minute. A bit of chaos into that first corner has spread the pack right out. Big gaps appearing at the back. NGR E30, why haven't you pitted yet, mate? I don't know why you've not done that. Maybe he thinks it'll just go away on its own, but unfortunately with damage on heavy it doesn't. So Elgame then extending that gap at the front, 6.3 seconds. He's holding a second penalty, but he'll be able to lose that easily. Not have to worry about Pav behind him. So lost a bit of time then, B-rated to Pav. That gap back up to 3.4 seconds. But Luis Marino's closing that gap on him. So let's just keep an eye on Luis Marino, see how he does. So you can see the big DAE smashed on the front of B-Rated's car there. That's one of the sponsors of this evening's race. That's David Appleby Engineering, the guys there run a race team. So Luis Marino then, he is closing that gap, 0.3 of a second. Now they're onto the start-finish straight, that gap will come down even more. So looking for a move then, Luis Marino, he's taking the inside line. So easily managing to get past B-Rated there. Both guys keeping it clean through the first chicane. So LMP Luis Marino up into third then through that little move. So Louis lost a bit more time to burn Fry. He was closing that gap. Philo now holding fastest lap, 1:46.5. So looking to get onto the back of Louis, he's not that far back. SWEARY, evening mate, how you doing? Looking forward to having a bit of tussle with you next Friday. Is it next Friday? Yeah, it is next Friday. Yeah. GTTCC, let's have it. Then down in 8th place, he's got JRC for company. There's only 3/4 of a second between those two. Let me see if we can get on board. Let's have some of that view. See JRC, see if we can close the gap. 4 of a second, yeah, the gap coming down the back straight. I don't think he'll get a move done before Parabolica. Oh, I thought he was going to make a move, but he left it a little bit late. Unless he just decided to back out and wait for the start-finish straight. So we'll see now. You can see him closing the gap. Purcell's making his car as wide as he possibly can, but JRC just able to take that place off him. We know the Nissan is a fast car from last week's race at Bathurst. It was putting some serious pressure on the Mercedes. That's the second choice car. Most it seems to be a Mercedes stroke Nissan favoured race really. I think the other lobby is very similar. Am I ready for next season? No, I don't think I am, you know. I've had a bit of practice in a couple of cars, but most of my time has been taken up by this SWEARY. As you just said there, you know, you can see me online all the time. Which is all this, it's all commentating, it's not racing. But I got a bit of confidence this season, I'm feeling alright. So we'll see. We'll see. Elgame's still leading this race then. 8.1 seconds up the road. Just over halfway through lap 6 of 11. Pav still holding that second spot. So Luis Marino has closed the gap massively on him then. Made a 3.5 second gap over B-Rated. Closed the gap down to Pav to 2.5, and that gap is still coming down. Again, we know the Nissan's a fast car. Through last week at Bathurst. B-Rated in the Mercedes. Fry's done alright, so he qualified at the back of the pack and up into 5th then. major chaos into the first corner on the first lap. TNR Philo's got past Louis, and he is closing the gap on Burnt Fry as well. So making a good comeback then, TNR Philo. So Louis was involved in that chaos, so all the guys, so let me have a look, Philo, Marino, JRC, Jambu, Potter McPot, Purcell and Bobby all sustained damage in the first corner, and that's pretty much wrecked their race, caused them to be, you know, half a lap down by end of lap 1. And then in the pits, repairing your car, it's, yeah, there's big gaps appearing. So you can see there, MRC Bobby's 1 minute 28 seconds back, but he is ghosting out. So, but even so, Purcell in 11th, he's still 49 seconds back. Again, that's just through the chaos into that first corner. Game comfortably out in front, 9.5 seconds. Papu's come under some pressure now then, so LMP Lewis has closed the gap by a second, 1.5 second the gap. It was 2.5 seconds the last time we looked. So looking good for Lewis into second if he keeps up this pace. Catching him up as well. So like I say, Burntfry had a really good race. He started at the back of the pack, seemed to manage to avoid all the carnage into the first corner, put himself into 5th, and has kind of just sat there really. He got overtaken by Lewis Marino a couple of laps ago, so yes, he might have lost a spot. A decent race then, Burntfry. Philo chasing him down though. You know, Philo's a fast guy, winner of last week's race. He's less than a second back from Burntfry then. So it could turn into a 3-way fight for 4th place in a minute. Oh, that's unfortunate. NGR E30's had to leave the lobby. His steering wheel's broken. So what was happening there? Burntfry just pulling over to the right there to get out of get Philo out of his slipstream. Oh, but he's put himself wide. That's allowed Philo straight past. So Philo easily taking that place off Burntfry then. Burntfry just running himself wide through the second part of Parabolica. So allowing Philo into 5th. He's now able to close that gap on B-rated. So that's down to half a second already. So we'll keep an eye on Philo. It looks like he's towing Burntfry down the track as well. So Burntfry not out of the mix yet either. So through the second chicane. Nearly a bit of contact between Burntfry and Philo then. Just losing both of them a bit of time. So through Lesmo 1. Philo making up all the time there. Closing the gap into Lesmo's 2. Headed down to Ascari, so he's got a good run out as Philo. He looks like he might get this position taken before the Ascari chicane. B-rated made him go defensive. Side by side. Yeah, Philo taking that place then, up into 4th then Philo. So he's had a good drive. Still a couple of laps left to get something done if he needs to. How far is he away from Lewis? Oh, he's not going to catch Lewis Marino unless Lewis Marino has an accident. But he is closing the gap on Pav massively as well. So possibly able to get it done maybe before the first chicane. The speed of that Nissan is unbelievable. I know he's in the slipstream, but even so. So Lewis Marino then, he's up into second now. Let's push Pav down into third. Still, I don't think Philo's close enough to do any damage. 2 laps left. B-rated down into 5th then, Burnt Fry 6th. So he's lost a bit of time to this pair. Louis down in 7th. Jambu 8th. Pot in 9th. JRC down in 10th. Purcell in 11th. And MRC Bobby looking like he might just be sitting this one out. So I will just run through fastest laps so far. Philo currently holding fastest. I'll get through to him when we hit him. So L Game on a 147.1. Lewis Marino on a 146.8. Pav on a 147.7. Philo, fastest man on track, 146.4. B-rated with a 148.2. Burnt Fry, his fastest lap, 148.0. Louis a 148.7. Jambu is a 147.6. Pot 147.1. JRC is a 147.5, Purcell is a 150.8, and Bobby is back out of the pits. He is still ghosting though. So 149.5 for Bob. I did see your comments here at 6, so cheers, mate. B-rated, you're getting some props from Sayrexix. He says, come on, mate. Smash him up, stop messing about. So, L Game, he's played a bit of a blinder. He managed to get through the chaos at the start of the race. Took the top spots and has stayed there for the whole of the race. A lot of the guys at the top of the grid involved in that chaos, Lewis Marino being one of them. He has had a really good race, pushed himself back up into second though. And yeah, L Game's just managed to keep his nose clean, stay out of trouble, not get involved in any big fights. And as you can see, he's got 11.5 second lead over his nearest rival Lewis. He's holding 1.2 seconds penalty, but again, just drops that off down here. So around Parabolica for the last time. Stay with L Game as he crosses the line. So top spot for L Game. Lewis Marino then coming home second spot. So he's had a good drive to get back to second place from the chaos. Pav into third. Again, he just managed to stay out of the trouble. TNR Philo was involved in that, but he did sustain damage. Oh, actually, did Pav get involved in that? I can't remember. B-rated in 5th. NGR Burnt Fry in 6th. Louis coming home in 7th. Jambu's going to get 8th place. Pot just closing the gap on him there, but not looking like he's going to make a move before the start-finish straight, before the finish line, sorry. So 8th for Jambu, 9th for Potter. JRC just running it a bit wide there. So he's going to come home in 10th. And then we've got Purcell bringing home the back of the pack in 11th. So not the most exciting of races after the chaos into the first corner. Did cause a lot of gaps to appear right at the start of the race, and all of that just allowed L Game and Pav to sort of run away with it a bit. Lewis Marino got back involved in it. Philo made a good run back up the packy, got back up to 4th. So yeah, all of them compromised by that incident to the first corner. Yeah, that was a pretty good race, Burnt Fry. That was all right, mate. You managed to get through the chaos and just keep that spot. Did you get up into 3rd at one point? Did I see you in 3rd at one point? So we will have a little break between race 1 and race 2. It is a 17 lap for the second race. Slightly different setup, so they have to use 2 different... Oh, was it 4th? Yeah, I knew you got quite high up. And I'd seen you sort of drop down to 5th and stuff. But yeah, 6th, fair play. So yes, we will have a little gap between race 1 and race 2. It's a reverse grid of this race. So the guys at the front will be at the back. The guys at the back will be at the front. No quali or anything for this. It's a slightly different setup, so they will start with half a tank of fuel, and they do have to use 2 different compounds of tyre. Ewok, how you doing, mate? You just missed race 1. We're just having a few minutes break, and then we're going to jump into race 2. Right, so while we're just taking a little break, let me see if I can find them points again. I've got that many chat groups and stuff going. I forget where people put things. I know NGR Cutler posted them somewhere. I don't know if it's a chat group. I don't know if it's on the NGR page. I forget. Ah, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No, not that. That's the minis. Here we go, the GR3 League. It's right at the bottom of the page, if I remember rightly. Right, so we have got stand-ins after last week. I'm not going to include this week's points yet, because I don't want to work them out, that's why. So top spot last week went to Philo. It was an endurance last week, so straight out race, 60-minute enduro, tyre wear and fuel depletion on. LMP Lewis Marino in 2nd place, Potter McPot was 3rd. And points wise, so it's let's have a look. So Philo is currently on 46, Lewis Marino is on 36, Potter McPot is on 30. Zuzims is on 26 in 4th. 5th place it's L Game with 24 points. JRC 87 in 6th with 22 points. Polish Magic, driver not here this week. He's in 7th with 20 points. 18 points in 8th for Louis. MRC Bobby in 9th with 16 points. Don Dotter, again, not a driver in the lobby tonight. He's in 10th place with 14 points. Let me just find the other link. And then in 11th place is B rated, currently on 12 points. And Burnt Fry in 12th place with 10 points. But Burnt Fry and B rated are going to gain some good points from that race. So that'll push them up the chart a little bit. Again, with a couple of drivers not here as well. That will just allow everyone to sort of squash up a bit, make the fighting a bit more intense throughout the series. Flipping heck, where's all the chat come from? I've been looking at other things. So yes, I've already seen you're here, Ewok. What was your second thing? Damn it! Oh, that's a shame. Go P1. There is no P1 in this lobby. Zuzims is not in. Don Dotter's not in. No, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, there's only kind of me P1. But yeah, go P1. So yeah, Potomac Pot has just popped up. We were having a 5-minute break, but he was about 5 minutes posting that, so it'll be about a 10-minute break. So this is round 2 of the Next Gen versus MRC versus SIMFX versus P1 GR3 Pro League team versus team event. Flipping it, that was a mouthful. This event has got some sponsors linked to it. There will be links in the description below. So we've got David Appleby Engineering. These guys run a race team. We've got XI Energy Drinks. We've got, I've got it, Thrustmaster. They make gaming peripherals. It's just come to me. And GT Omega, who they make sim racing rigs and gaming chairs and things like that. As I say, there will be links in the description below to all of those. There will be links in the description below to Next Gen Racing, Mature Racing Club, SimFX Racing Club and P1. I will also put a link in below to CJW. Have he changed it to CJW Racing now? He's changed his channel, but the link will be in the description below. He is doing live racing from his perspective, but then he will do a post-race commentary, sort of highlights, if you like, of the other lobby that's running tonight, the Pro Am lobby. So 2 lobbies running tonight. So possibly up to 16 other nutters running about Monza, trying not to crash into each other. So I did say at the start of the stream, Potomac Pot and myself, thanks to Potomac Pot and David Appleby Engineering, I'll give them another shout. Potomac Pot won last season, and won 2 tickets to, well, originally it was Brands Hatch to watch the GT3s. Unfortunately, we couldn't make that due to the Kika charity event. So we are going to Donington this weekend to watch the GT3s. We've got garage access and stuff like that. So look out for us if we, if it's on telly somewhere. You'll see the 2 idiots in the back of the DAE garage causing trouble, probably getting kicked out, arrested, who knows. But yeah, we're going there this weekend, 2-day thing. Gonna watch some awesome cars. There's some Formula 3. I think there's minis, there's GR4s, GR3s. There's cones flying down the track. Yeah, it should be a good weekend. Weather's looking good. Should be a nice weekend. So we have got a few guys out on track. So Potomac Pot has just changed the room settings then. Let's have a look what we got now. So 17 laps, as I say. Not interested in that. So it's reverse grid from last time. Initial fuel is half a tank, so 50 litres. What else has he changed? They do have to use 2 compounds of tyre, and they said if they don't use 2 compounds of tyre, they do get penalised. Something went wrong there. It looks like JRC just practicing their starts then. Bert Fry trying to wear out his tyres before the race. Getting themselves out of the pits, really not really going for a rip about. Purcell parked up at the side of the track. Yeah, just waiting for everyone to join the room, and we'll wait for the race to begin. So reverse grid of last race. I forgot the standings, I always do. Potomac Pot has started the final. Some chaos going on all over the place. People are crashing into each other. So this is race 2 live from Monza. that is your starting order right there, people. It is a reverse grid from the first race. So we've got NGR 30 at the back, MRC Bobby from the back, sorry, so he's in first, MRC Bobby in second, Purzel in third, JRC 87 in fourth, Potter Pot in fifth, Jambo in sixth, Louis in seventh. Oh, so a bit of chaos in the background, Potter Pot getting smashed. MRC Bobby then up to his front. NGR E30 then being pushed back to third through all that. It's just another bit of chaos in the background, so that looked like L-Game getting a nudge. NGR 30 going off track as well. Potter Pot deciding he's not having any of that. He's trying to go straight at the chicane. It didn't let him. So down at the back then, Potter Pot, he must not be happy. Is he holding damage as well? Oh, he's holding masses of damage then, Potter. So another race compromise for Potter. There's a few with damage again. Purzel's holding damage. EGR's got damage. NGR E30, sorry, he's got damage. Louis got damage. B-Rated's got damage. L-Game's got damage. Flipping heck, boys. Lewis has got damage. Philo's got damage. Pav's got damage. Burnt Fry's clear. JRC's got front end damage. Jambu's clear. And Bobby's clear. Flipping heck. I thought you boys were meant to keep it clean through that first corner. Taking the mick. So Bobby then 2.3 second lead. So again, that's going to stretch this pack out massively when they all come in the pits to repair their damage. They'll all be out at different times. So a bit of a fight for third at the minute. Let's have a look back at Burnt Fry looking for a move. Not quite close enough. Possibly losing the back end of that car, but JRC coming in the pits then. Jambu then up into second, Burnt Fry in third. He's got Pav for company. He did go defensive then, Burnt Fry just locked that place off from Pav. Avoid the cones coming out of the first chicane now, and the barriers. So making a bit of gap with an NGR. Burnt Fry, Pav is under some pressure from Luis Marino. So just put 4 of a second back from Pav, then Luis Marino. B-Rated 3 seconds back from him. TNR Philo involved in that chaos at the start. 13.5 second gap back to Philo. Then there's a 4 second gap back to JRC. Oh, sorry, apologies, I'm looking at the wrong bit. A 2.2 second gap to JRC, and then a 4.3 second gap back to L-Game, has got NGR E30 for company, pretty close as well. So Purzel in 11th, he's got Louis flying past him. Purzel is holding masses of damage, so his lap times will be compromised. There's stuff that won't repair itself till they go in the pits. If it's on light damage, it kind of repairs itself as you go around the track. Yeah, heavy damage, mate. Heavy damage. So you can see Potter Pot, he's oh, I bet he's absolutely spitting feathers in his garage right now. I do know Potter Pot personally, and he does like to race clean, and he won't be happy with this racing tonight. So yeah, Purzel holding masses of damage. Both their races ruined at the minute. So we're on lap 3 of 17. MRC Bobby then, he's up in the front of this race. So he did have a slightly bigger gap than that. Jambu's managed to close that down. Bobby just extending that gap a little bit. Burnt Fry coming in on the mix on this little fight then. In third place for Burnt Fry. He's got Pav closing him down with Lewis right behind him as well. So it could turn into a tidy little fight at the front. second penalty as well, so whether he tries to clear that now or tries to make a bit of a gap, lose it near the end. But he's sticking in purple sectors though, Bob. Out on the mediums. So Jambu's on the soft, so that's why that gap's coming down then. He's now just dropped off a little bit, so he's 2.2 seconds back from Jambu. He's keeping Pav at bay at the minute. So still a 2-second gap back to Pav. Lewis Mourinho's dropped off the back of Pav as well. So he's just giving him a little bit of breathing room. Gap coming down this start-finish straight though. And then 6.6 second gap back to B rated. Very similar gap back to TNR Philo. JRC's then 4 seconds back from Philo. And then again a 4-second gap back to L Game. 7 seconds back to NGR 30. Still holding on to his damage then NGR 30. Louis down in 11th. Purcell, so he's clear of damage then coming the pits. 1 minute 20 seconds back from top spot, so loads of work to do if he's gonna get himself back into contention. I think we've just lost Potter McPot as well, so yeah, not a happy bunny tonight, Potter McPot. So that gap coming down then. Jambu is right on the back of MRC Bobby. Still a bit of breathing room back to NGR Burnt Fry as well, so a bit of action here then from top spot. So Jambu looking for a move, he's gone for a dive, he's got the inside line for Parabolica, can he hold it? He's taken the spot, up into first place then for Jambu. See if Bobby can stay on the back of him. Closing the gap down again, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. It will be a bit dangerous if he does. He's gone for it, is Bob. He's gone to get that place back off NGR Jambu and just backed out at the last minute. So Jambu then comfortably up into first. Let's see if he can keep Bobby at bay. Again, that gap is coming down every time. Burnt Fry losing a bit more time. Pav again closing that gap, bringing Lewis with him. So maybe Lewis just letting Pav do all the work, pushing the way through the air and sticking on his bumper, reduce his drag and tyre wear, fuel consumption, etc., etc. So he's still holding a bit of damage then, Pav, as is Lewis. So they have gained on Burnt Fry through there, 1.1 second, that gap coming down as well. So side by side again then, Bobby and Jambu, just saw that in the distance. Bobby getting back past Jambu then. But will Jambu get the toe? He will, back up the back straight towards Parabolica, but Bobby's gone mega defensive. So side by side again through there. Again, Bobby's got the better line into the corner. Jambu's going around the outside. Side by side, a little bit of contact, compromised Jambu a little bit, but he's still right on the back end of MRC Bobby. He's coming the pits then as well, Jambu. So out of fuel. He's going for some fresh rubber and he's going to go for a full tank. So Burnt Fry's covered him off, as has Pav, B rated now in the pits as well. So we'll just stick with Jambu as he comes out of the pits, see where he comes out. So up into fourth, but he's going to lose a couple of places as not being up to speed. So lost a place on JRC, and L Game's just taken him there as well, so losing a couple of places then, Jambu. Looking to keep that. So back up to the fight at the front. It's MRC Bobby out, clear gap over Lewis Marino at the minute, but it's about out of fuel, as is Lewis, so Lewis is closing that gap, 4.9 now. Philo, he's up into third, so been in the pits early. Fresh tyres, still got half a tank of fuel. So we'll see how his strategy plays out as we get closer to the end of the race. He is holding top spot as well, fastest lap, 146.8. JRC in a very similar situation, also rocking a massive great darksmoka sticker down the side of your car. Thank you, sir. Excite Energy on the back. Have we got DAE anywhere on his car? Not that I can see, it's too shiny. So Bobby and Lewis in the pits then. TNR Philo then taking top spots. So again, just stay on board, see if Bobby can get out in front of Lewis or not. Where's Bobby gone? So Bobby's come out in fourth spot then. So full tank of gas and new set of racing softs. Yes, Ewok, I know Philo's quick, mate. He's looking to be the alien of this series. So JRC just losing his penalty by the look of it then. That's allowed Bobby to close the gap, take him on the inside into Lesmo 1. He's on the softs here, JRC's on the softs as well, but slightly worn. So TNR Philo then, so he's up into top spot, but he will have to pit again. That's probably L Game, he'll have to pit also. I don't know what fuel strategy they're playing, whether they're running lean or not. Taken again by JRC. Burnt Fry in that fight. So Burnt Fry's probably in the mix then. He's got racing softs, full tank of gas. So he'll be looking to take a couple of places if he can. But, Bob's looking for another move on JRC into the first chicane. No, he's backed out of it as Bob. Fry just losing the back end of that descent a little bit, so lost a bit of time to Bob. He's not out of the fight yet though. So again, having another good race there, Burnt Fry. Let's see if he can make it better. So JRC just running a bit wide then. He's compromised his speed, allowing Bobby to get past. Burnt Fry to take that place off as well into the Lesmo 1 again. Burnt Fry looking on a move on Bob then. Let's get some on-board action with Burnt Fry, as he seems to be the man with a plan at the minute. So right on the tail end of Bob. Bob's gone defensive. Burnt Fry's had to take the wide line, but it's going to compromise Bob's entry speed. He's running himself a little bit wide as well. So again, Burnt Fry closing the gap. We'll see if Bob goes defensive or whether he knows he's going to have that place taken off him. burnt fry. So he's outbroken Bob. Kept it on track as well. So up into third then for NGR burnt fry. He's made a bit of a gap on Bob as well. And JRC is right on the back of Bob through all that action as well. So it's still not over yet. Again, Bobby's getting closer to burnt fry. JRC's gone for a little look down the inside. Backed out, possibly just trying to make Bobby make a mistake there, cut him off. Slightly compromised coming out of there, burnt fry, so side by side with Bobby then coming through Curva Grande. So Bob's going to have the line into the second chicane. So taking that place back off burnt fry then. He's still holding that 2.2 second penalty. He's got to clear that at some point before the end of the race, especially if it's this tight. Because if they cross the line like this, then JRC, NGR burnt fry, and possibly Lewis would take the place. So jump back up to the front man. So he is 10 seconds on the road, but as I say, he does have to pit again. See his fuel there, it's pretty low. Game, he's got a third of a tank. That's not going to last him either. He will have to pit again. So JRC, so it looks like burnt fry and Bob have had a coming together. Both guys losing loads of places, down to 8th and 9th respectively then. So that's unfortunate to see. So where were we then? Yes, so I was just talking about L Game in second. He will have to pit again, I think. So JRC making the most of Bob and burnt fry's fight. He's up to third then, kept himself clean through that. And Lewis Mourinho then, he's put himself up into fourth place. He's only 2.3 seconds back from JRC. And I know Lewis is a quick guy. Pav, he's 5th at the minute, still holding a little bit of front end damage. I don't know whether he realises that might be slightly compromising his lap times. So he's out on his own really at the minute, 4.7 gap in front of him and a 3-second gap behind him. Cheers, Unbeatable. Welcome back, mate. Paul helped go Lewis. Yeah, he's having a half-decent race. It could have been better if it wasn't for the chaos into the first corner. So, yeah, so Lewis in fourth then. As I say, there's been a bit of chaos into the first corner of both races. A lot of damage is set on heavy, so once you've got that damage, it's going to cause you issues until you get around to the pits and get that repaired. So yes, Pav out on his own then. He's got Jambu closing the gap on him, 2 seconds now. So the Audi doing alright then. So Philo and JRC have come in the pits. They come in the pits. Oh yeah, so Philo did come in the pits then. Fresh tyres. He's out in second. 7.4 seconds back from L Game. Again, L Game has got to pit. So it looks like it might be a fight to the end between Marino and Philo at the minute. How far back to Pav? Pav's a good 7 seconds back. So a lot of work to do if he's going to get back into that fight. Jambu is closing the gap, so Jambu could possibly, at this pace, he could close the gap on Lewis and TNR Philo and get back into that fight, and there is only 6 laps left. Yeah, so Jambu's closed that down by a second then through that last few corners. So just stay with him, see if he can get that place. Get a nice toe down here towards the SWEARY. And then out of the SWEARY, get a good toe towards Parabolica as well. So he's right behind him, 0.2 of a second. That gap coming down. So he's gone to the inside, side by side with Pav then. So he's side by side with Pav going through Parabolica, but Jambu just winning out there. With Pav running himself wide onto the marbles, it just slowed him down a little bit. Possibly just had to left the gas, so he's not to run off wide. So Jambu up into 4th. He's closed the gap on Lewis loads. I think Lewis has just been in the pits, fresh tyres for him. So that's brought Jambu back into the fight. Oh, he's just run himself completely wrong through the first chicane, as has Pav. He's just parked on the side of the track waiting for JRC to come through. So unfortunate there, I don't know what happened. Unfortunately I missed it. Pav has just apologised to Jambu, so looks like Pav does realise his mistake. He's holding masses of damage as well. Where is he? That's not the one. Yeah, so masses of damage for Pav then, front end damage, drivetrain damage. So that's going to compromise his race. So L game at the front then, again bad out of fuel, so he will have to pit. Only a 5-second gap back to TNR Philo, so he's going to lose that place to Philo for certain. It's 13-14 seconds back to Marino. I don't know what the pit length time is in this race. Yeah, I saw. Well, I didn't see, but yes, I gathered that from the chat. It's an easy mistake to make into that first corner. You know, outbraking each other, fighting for those positions. So JRC then, he's kind of kept his nose out of trouble. He's up into 4th spot. He was battling right up with Bobby Burntfry. But Bobby and Burntfry are coming together as well, so that pushed them back to 8th and 9th. They are working their way back up the pack. So Bobby in 5th, still holding 2.1 second penalty. Burntfry again, these two had it coming together. B-rated is closing the gap on Burntfry though, so 0.7 of a second back, closing the gap into the first chicane. Louis not far behind as well, so working into a bit of a fight towards the end of the race again. Been in the pits. He's got a 7-second gap in front of him to Louis. Nothing to worry about behind. He's got 24 seconds back to Pav. Pav now in the pits getting his repairs. Purzel being chased real closely by NGR E30. So we'll see if NGR, he's just run himself a little bit wide there, has Purzel. So NGR 30, then he's closing the gap. Purzel making that car as wide as he can. NGR 30 going for a move down the inside into Parabolica. Will he get it done? Oh, they are side by side. I think he has just backed out, but Purzel's run himself wide. That's allowed NGR 30 to take that place. So unfortunate for Purzel. Dropped him down to the back of the pack then. He won't be letting NGR E30 run away with that. So Philo, they got a 10-second gap to Marino out in front. So he's played his strategy well then, has Philo. So nearly 9-second gap out the front. L Game then been in the pits. As I say, he's come out on fresh softs. Just fueled it up enough to get into the end of the race by the look of it. Looking to close that gap on Lewis. 2.8. 2.9. See if that gap comes down. Yeah, he's a bit of a machine, is Philo Ewok. As I say, he had a similar gap sort of last week at Bathurst. So Bobby up into 5th then. That's not bad considering you were down in 9th a few laps ago, or 8th, sorry, a few laps ago. Bit of a coming together. You are holding a little bit of rear end damage, plenty of tyre wear. I assume you're going to the end there, Bob. So Louis has got past and B-rated, up into 6th then for Louis. Closing the gap on Bob as well. And then there's a big 6.5 second gap back to Jambu then, who has just come in the pits. He's closing that down. It was 7 point something last time we checked in. Burnt Fry's now in 9th place, 3.9 seconds back from Jambu. Pav, who's had a bit of a nightmare, so he's just been involved in an incident with Jambu and caused himself no end of damage, so he's just had to be sat in the pits for about 20 seconds getting that repaired. So down in 10th then for Pav. NGR 30, so getting past Purcell in that last lap. Purcell looking for a move. I don't know whether there was a bit of contact. Oh, he was just letting NGR, sorry, he was letting Lewis Marino through. I thought he was letting Purcell go through then. But just staying out of the way of the top guys, letting them have their fights without compromising anything. So still a little battle here then for 11th place. Purcell still in the fight for that 11th place with NGR 30. So Philo extending his gap then 10.1 seconds. So L Game could put Lewis Marino under some pressure by the end of this race. There's only a 2-second gap back. He's on the fresher tyres. They're holding very similar amounts of fuel. So it'll all be down to driver and the tune they've put on the car. So yeah, that gap's still coming down. Let's just jump back up. So 2 laps to do it in then, L Game, if you're going to do it. Still at 2 seconds that gap. So all the guys having to avoid those barriers. First corner chaos. So that gap extended then between Lewis and L Game. He's just extended that gap. Paul, he's just extended it a little bit by 0.4 of a second. There's only 2 laps remaining, so a bit of work to do for L Game if he's going to close that gap up. It's going to be difficult to take that place. As we know, Lewis is a quick driver. Consistent, still up to about 2.4 seconds then the gap. Nothing to worry about from behind in 4th place. JRC's got a 15-second gap back to JRC from L Game, and he's also got 13.5 seconds back to Louis. So a bit of a fight here. MRC Bobby, B-rated, and Jambu all going for a fight for 7th place. Bit of paint scraping there between so B-rated and Bobby. For some reason I was looking at Louis. Jambu then looking to take advantage. So side by side then the Mercedes down towards Ascari. Again keeping it clean through there. Side by side with Jambu and B-rated. Jambu just again a little nudge off B rated. So Bob then losing his penalty. He's going to slow him down. That's allowing B rated to take that spot off him. Burnt Fry going for a massive move down the inside there at Parabolica. Oh, he was looking good, and he's just overshot it down into 8th then. Looking like he's just actually left the room. Yeah, so Burnt Fry has actually left the lobby. That's a shame. I thought that was a manoeuvre and a half there, Burnt Fry, and then it all went wrong. So just pulling a gap out again then, Philo, 10.7 seconds. He's about out of fuel, but he's played it right. This is last lap. Nothing to worry about from Lewis behind. He's managed to keep that gap, extend it a little bit between himself and Elgame. So Philo just gaining himself a penalty through there, just for good measure. So he comes around Parabolica for the last time. Just slows down before the start finish straight to lose that penalty. Crosses the line in first place then for Philo. Burnt Fry, don't be like that. Come on now, don't be like that. So TNR Philo in first, Luis Marino in second, closely followed by Elgame, 2.7 seconds back. JRC just coming around Parabolica. So taking 4th place for JRC then. So holding a bit of a penalty, but he won't be bothered by that. Louis then, so he had a bit of a tussle. He was quite way down the pack at the start of the race. He's pushed his way back up to 5th. So a bit of a good race for Louis. B rated was getting all involved in it. I thought it was going to be a damn good fight near the end between those 3 or 4 drivers, but gaps just stretched out a little bit. A little bit of a fight between B rated and Bobby at the end there, but 6th place for B rated in the end. 7th place for Jambu. Oh, all right, disappear on me then. I'll tell you the rest of the order in a minute. So your results: TNR Philo in first, Lewis in second, Elgame in third, JRC 87 in fourth, Louis 78 in fifth, B rated in sixth, NGR Jambu in seventh, Pav 46 in eighth, MRC Bobby in ninth, Purzel in 288 in 10th, NGR E30 in 11th, Potter McPot in 12th, and we would have had Burnt Fry in there as well, but I don't know, for some reason he's not even in the scoreboard. So not the best of races for me. That the first corner on both of those races pretty much ruined it for a lot of the drivers. Once you pick up that sort of much damage in the first corner of the first lap, then, you know, I'm surprised there wasn't a restart asked for, but it would have only happened again, I think. So yes, well done to Philo, well done Lewis. I'm doing now, let me, congratulations them. Philo, Louis, not Louis, what are you talking about? Lewis, okay. So yes, the racing we did see was pretty clean, apart from that first corner on both races. Again, pretty unfortunate really. It would have made some good fights around there. The gap's been a bit closer. But as I say, with all the damage occurring during the first corner incident, yeah, guys were compromised on their first lap, taking, you know, a lot more time than necessary to get round, and then compromised in the pits as well, waiting for the repairs to happen, which just allowed the gaps to stretch out. There was one or two little fights throughout it, but overall for me, not one of the best races I've seen. No problem, B rated. Thank you for saying thanks on the PlayStation thing. So Burnt Fry, stop messing about, right? Saying you hate this game and you're pulling out of the league. take your time. Even if you know, it doesn't matter. You ain't got to be top spot. You ain't got to be the best. If you spin off, you spin off. It's all points at the end of the day, isn't it? So that's going to be another round done. I won't update points right now. I will do that next week. So you know what? I don't even know where next week's race is coming from. I'm sure Potter McPod told me. I'm sure we chatted about it last night. But I know what I'm like. I'm very, very forgetful. So I am back online tomorrow night. I've got the P1 Toyota Concept Cup. That is always a good show. It's always short courses, those fiery little Toyota concept cars. P1, good bunch of guys, real tight group. Oh, kicked out the lobby as well. See you later. Thanks a lot. So yes, back on tomorrow night for P1, the little Toyotas. And then I'm back on Sunday for P1 again for their Sunday night Nissan GR2 League. Only a couple of rounds left of the Toyotas and 3 rounds left of the Nissans. And then I'm back Monday night for the NGR Chloe Hewitt Mini Cooper Cup. And then back next Wednesday for the following round of this. Again, I've forgotten where it's from. I'm not looking now because I don't want to. So I'm not gonna. So there. How do you come involved in what, buddy? In the racing? You've got to get yourself a PlayStation 4. You've got to get yourself Gran Turismo. All else. It's entirely up to you whether you buy a rig or you play on your pad. And then it all depends on where you want to race. So as you can see, this race tonight, not this particular one because I don't think there was any P1 guys in it. You've got Next Gen Racing, you've got MRC, Mature Racing Club, you've got SIMFX, and you've got P1. They're all on Facebook. I'll put links in the description below. Go hook up with any of them. They're all slightly different groups, you know, some are a little bit more serious than others, and you know, it's all, you know, they're different groups. So go talk to the guys, see which one you fancy. If you want to get some serious leagues, you know, join this group. If you want to get in some just fuckabouts, join this group. But you know, we always want clean racing. That's oh, TNR Philo, thank you for popping in, mate. It could have been great. It could have been great, but chaos. Both races, mate. Both races. We don't have Facebook, unfortunately, but I'll race on in anything. I don't know how you keep in contact then, know what's going on really, unless you sort of got sort of WhatsApp to me or someone else who's racing within one of these leagues. But Facebook is really the place to go to hook up, to find out where the leagues are happening, what nights they're happening, what times, what the settings are. I mean, I've got about 4 or 5 different sim racing group chats going on Facebook, so you know, it's all sort of based around Facebook, unfortunately. Start up a Facebook account. that would be my first advice to you. And then go join a group, find out, you know, what you want to race. As I say, it's all different cars, all different classes. Sometimes it's tyre wear on, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes there's nothing like that. Well, Hunty's just joined the leagues, I think. I think he's just joined the MRC GTTCCs. I believe he's racing in my lobby, actually, this season. He might be. If he is, I'm going to punt him off. But yeah, if you can keep in contact with him, if he's joining the leagues, then hook up with him. I'm sure he can tell you what nights he's racing, what times he's racing, and as long as you turn up in a PlayStation and you've got the guys as friends who are, you know, the lobby owners. Again, Hunty could tell you that, or myself, if you know it worked that way. We'll get you involved. I'm sure there's other people that aren't, you know, that don't have Facebook, and they're, you know, they race quite a lot, so it must be doable. It must be doable. But yeah, keep in contact with Hunty or myself, you know, via the streams or whatever. I'm sure there's an email address and link to this, probably darksmoka@googlemail.com or something. I'll find out. Yes, add me on PSN. That's a damn good idea. It's just straight out darksmoka. Just go find me on PlayStation. I'll add you up, mate. What's your PSN? Oh, is it YT untunable? Unbeatable, sorry. Is that your PSN as well? I'll look out for it. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be another stream done. As I say, I am back tomorrow night for P1 Super Toyota Concept Cup. Okay, well, you can type my name in because I'm not typing your name in. It's too long. There's too many things I've got to do and press to make it look like you've made it look. So no, mine's all non-caps. Just darksmoka. Go. That's it. So yeah, back tomorrow night for P1 Toyota Concept Cup. Back Sunday night for P1 Nissan GR2 Series. And then Monday for NGR Chloe Hewitt Mini Cooper Cup. And then back next Wednesday for third round of this. Again, I forget where it's from. Oh, I'm actually back next Friday to have a punch up with SWEARY, who popped up on the stream earlier. Aha! YT Untunable or YT Unbeatable. I don't know why I keep seeing your name like that. So next Friday is the start of MRC's Group 4 GTTCC League. Now this is going to be a 5-week league. There's 2 races every Friday with 20-minute quali. No tyre wear, no fuel. It's balls to the wall racing. It's great. It's great. I love it. So you'll actually see me racing. So if you're under 18 or anything like that, just be aware there'll be a lot of curse words. A lot of curse words. Because I do try and keep the streams professional when I'm doing commentary, and then when I'm racing it doesn't go professional at all. But yeah, that's me done. I'm going to end this stream now. As per usual, my name's darksmoka. I'm out of here.